Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a video on teddy bear. So I have teddy bear here up on Deck Screener. Now I am going to put this link in the description of my video. For those of you that want to find it, you can just find it in the link section and click on it and it'll take you right to this page here. But make sure you're on the right teddy bear here. You can see right here at the top right where my mouse is, it says teddy bear. You want to copy this contract address right there. And if you want to go over here to the search area, you can type in teddy bear, but the problem with that is, watch, teddy bear. Another teddy bear pops up here, see? Now this is not the teddy bear we want. This is a teddy bear that I believe was created recently on Pump.Tires, a platform where you can create meme tokens on the PulseChain. So there's other ones down here too. Okay, so you want to find the right one that we're doing the TA analysis on today. And so that's why you want to, I'm sharing that, and it can be a little tricky, right? You'll be looking and searching for teddy bear and not find the one that I'm talking about. So this is the one here. I'm going to paste the contract address right in there. And there it comes up right there. Okay, and you can scroll down, you can see there's a lot of them. Okay, there's a lot of different liquidity pairs here, see? And this top one here is with Wrap Pulse, okay? And it's got 119K liquidity. Now on the right hand side, we could also see the numbers end on the token 8F6D, and the same all the way going down, okay? And you can see the contract address we posted in the last four characters there are 8F6D. So they line up there, right? That's great. So we'll click on this teddy bear here, and there we are. See, well, I got the chart up there. But again, for simplicity, I'm going to put it down in the description. Now, the reason why I'm doing a video on teddy bear is because it's on a nice low and it has some potential. It's got a big community behind it, and community is very important when you're looking at some tokens out there, especially on PulseChain that has had a lot of things happen against it, and it's kind of like taking a step out of that direction now into more favorable conditions. So we'll see how things go, but so far what I'm looking at is we have a diagonally up move on teddy bear right here. Now this is the long-term chart here, kind of zoomed all the way out, but I can kind of see that already, right? I see an inching up there. Now when we did the WBTC, that was low. It was like $189, and then it went to $300, right? Shortly after that. So that was good. And the other thing was the DAI chart is also kind of moved up too. We did an analysis on DAI. So it's also on PulseChain. So now this is teddy bear here, and it kind of seems to be following those movements kind of sideways, diagonally up. Now, what I want to do is I want to look at the patterns here. I want to look at this all-time high right here, first of all. Okay, so we got that all-time high. We're going to connect it to that all-time high and look at what's going on here. That's kind of interesting. That is I would say that's a pretty powerful trend line. It does have a sharp diagonal move to it, but it's just right where currently price is at. You see? So it doesn't look like a ceiling where price has to kind of knock above it. It just has to go diagonally sideways into it and kind of break out of that. And that could be enough for some people to be saying, hey, I'll throw some money on that, you know, and play with it a little bit. But, you know, there's a lot of people out there that draw trend lines, and they trade according to how they trade. And sometimes that's just enough for them, you see. However, there are other trades in here. There are a lot of patterns that are popping out. So I will just kind of shed light on one of them real quick. There's a bunch back here. We don't need a lot of lines right now because I want to kind of do maybe a zoom in. So let's just go ahead and check this out. I want to find the basic support lines and some resistances here. So we'll just start with the one that's kind of similar to the PDI one. Okay, and we'll just take it on the smalls instead of taking the large ones there. There you go, right in here. There's a lot of bottomings there. Oh, drop my mouse there. Okay. So there we have that, okay? We got a nice little pattern there. Pretty simple. And we're moving that way into the future. Okay, so this is my thought process. This little guy wants to kind of bounce upward here and kind of play around. It's testing this trend line right here. I think it's going to break through that, obviously, either go down or up or sideways, who cares? But the thing is that we do have this right here. This is very important. Okay. There we go. Get that low. Come on. There we go. So this is very important because this is a resistance too. Okay. Now keep in mind that the teddy bear price is in and around these two areas right here, but it kind of fell below, or these two trend lines, right? The support line and this resistance line here. But it fell below for some time, this bottom of the channel here, okay? So that's okay, because like anything that falls into water, right, eventually will kind of float upwards to the top and get back, you know, some breath. And that's kind of like what this is doing here. It just kind of bounced there, went underneath it for a little bit, came up for a little bit of breath here, and then went back down. But you see that it's been making some higher lows there, okay? This is kind of a sharp move here, but its price has been kind of really small and condensed there. It's been making those little low, that little low right here recently. So let's go ahead and draw this one to this one here, and that just gives us a nice strong trend line going diagonally up there. So I'm going to draw that, and that's going to take us potentially into the channel, okay? Which is going to be nice because it already looks like we want to go into the channel. We might not need this line here. Once it's in the channel, well, forget this one down here, okay? I think it's just going to continue going up here and maybe bounce in here and then find some strength up into this channel once more, and then finally maybe find support on top of the channel. But by then, we won't have this type of entry level back here or down here that is very speculative, highest risk, but also the cheapest when you look at price, the price of teddy bear down here. So it does offer, I mean, it's not going to be too much when it kind of moves up. You can see that it's a 7 and then a 2 right here, right? So 7 zeros and then a 2, 8 zeros and a 2. That's what that means. When that little number is small like that, see how you have a big 0.0 and then you have a tiny 7? That just means that it's 0 point and then 7 zeros and then the 2, okay? So it's really cheap and very affordable in my opinion. So even if you kind of want to hang back a little bit and see if it goes into the channel and kind of is up here still, you can still get in on this, and then, you know, if it goes up even more so, you can reap the rewards there of teddy bear. But yeah, it's got a big community. PulseChain is doing really good, and there's a lot of great things that I see on PulseChain when I look around the charts. I have been here for some time. There's a lot of reasons why I did not get into it, but I did accumulate sometime early on as well. And I did play around, you know, but the thing is that there's a lot of opportunity right now. Okay, when I do my analysis, I haven't done videos in a while, but I come to do some videos and I'm like, okay, it's time. So on certain areas. So that's why for me personally, I like to kind of like assess, look at things, and then kind of share the educational value with everybody. But up here, we can see that these highs here, there's other patterns, other strengths for this reasoning that roll into this. And we're offering support and resistance to, you know, help this guy go higher up too. But I would say let's see some movement into the channel, okay? Another thing that I want to look at, and that's keeping it simple right now without drawing everything, because there's stuff in here too, but there's no need for that right now. Let's go ahead and let's go down one more chart. It's the first time we've done this, right? So we're usually on the daily chart, but let's just take a look at a smaller time frame and zoom in, because it's kind of smashed and we want to see what's going on here with teddy bear a bit. So what I want to do now is I'll get my color, and let's do yellow now. It's a little bright color we can kind of see pretty nicely there. So let's go ahead and draw some trend lines here. Okay. And we'll take this guy here, connect them to there. Okay. So we have that right there. Nice. And then we have this guy here. Well, yeah. We have this here. Okay. Then we have, we'll take them from here. This is just high and kind of not really needed. Right here too. Does the job. Okay. So there we go. And then now what we have is this, we have a rolling upwards one. Oh, that's not. There we go. So this is cool. This is also interesting to me because you have a descending one. 1, 2, 3, and then on the way up now, as it's making a higher high, it didn't just do what this one did here, right? But it's actually going up and rolling higher. So this one rolled up higher, but it fell, you see? And it took some time to roll up higher again, but it was still descending. This guy has been moving for a little time here and moving to the upside, okay? So this is nice because it's a difference from the patterns that were descending but failed to go lower. So if we look here, we'll draw this in my little tool right here. So this one right here, as it goes towards the apex and around there, says nope, no thank you, and turns around, see? And as it's starting to go this way here, we have it kind of go down that way and turns around and says no. Again, we have a movement down. So there's a lot of people trying to push this down, okay? Teddy bear just wants to go down. It's trying to push down. It already fell significantly. And there's patterns, okay, that are trying to like say, okay, kind of, you can go to the downside, you know, and break out down below, okay? Because this thing's looking kind of weak, right? And so, like I said, if you look at you pull back and look at it, you're just assuming this is going to go to zero. But it's not doing that, right? It's going down and then breaking up high. But it's not making higher highs, okay? It's not going higher than these patterns, which is like right here and right here and right here, you see? It's continuing to make lower highs, see? And this one is in and around equal to, but still not a higher than, you see? So therefore, it is still going down. And this one is still going down and down, right? So very simple, very easy to see. Now this guy right here stands out all by itself. This one is going upwards. And guess what? On the all-time chart that I showed, we had a nice, beautiful trend line from the real big peaks of the highs going diagonally down there, right? So it's kind of going to look like this. Or it's kind of in and around touching it, right? So that's where price is. It should do the line. Let's draw it a little better, I guess, because it looked like it was like that, right? That trend line. So we can kind of hopefully push past that, and we're still in our little triangular channel here, you see? So that's kind of cool. Is it going to have a sharp move down? And if it does have a little move down, maybe it'll bounce, you see, because it's right here. Maybe it'll have a move down and then bounce on that trend line before going up into the channel and maybe making a higher channel, you see? So that's kind of good. It's got little legs is what I'm trying to say. And it's been, you know, kind of trying to, it had a big fall, but it's picked itself back up and it's starting to kind of like crawl here, you see? And it's moving, but now it's starting to kind of like stand up and get some strength in its legs and kind of stretch itself out and get a little comfortable. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And then we got that channel that we've seen on the all-time time frame as well, okay? That hopefully it can go inside of that channel and then get some strength, like we saw with the other pattern that was in the past in the video that had nice big movements to it. So right now, this is just kind of surfacing, okay? It's surfacing on up. It wants to surface on up. So keep an eye on this because it's very interesting that it is moving upward, okay? And gaining a little ground. And you could do yourself a nice, well, a nice favor if this decides to keep going up and you got in low down here, because there's a lot of people that are looking at teddy bear and they're thinking, oh, I don't want that, it's too low, right? What's teddy bear about? But when you look and you zoom in and hopefully you see my teaching here and you're like, wow, wait a minute, this does make sense. It is moving. It does have life to it. It's not just a bunch of squiggly lines, it's not just candlesticks, but it is doing something unique and it's doing it across multiple time frames. Hey, that's kind of cool. And how cheap it is. You see, that's what I'm looking at personally for myself. That's why I look at it and I say, you know what? I got a few bucks that I'll throw in on this guy here. And if it goes up, I'll make a little profit. You see, it's all about having fun and playing. It's like a game. It's not to be taken serious or, you know, your life savings thrown at it or anything like that. But investments do allow your money to rise in value. Okay, if you're smart and you take the time to educate yourself, you could have fun and enjoy some profit along the way. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. I don't give any financial advice. I just want to show you what's going on here with the chart. Keep it simple, keep it fun. This is Teddy Bear. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional, any of that kind of stuff. Trade at your own risk, and there you have it. Okay, till next video, thank you very much. Have fun. Bye.